You'll want to sit down and use a website to determine what fuel filter you have. I am using AutoZone just as an example to determine, after I plug in the year, make, model, and what engine my vehicle has. It will let me know the exact model number and capacity of fluid that I need. Also, what type of motor oil. After we've completed our research on finding out which exact type of oil we need, in this case we went with a 5W40 and our oil filter that matches for the vehicle. We then can gather our basic hand tools. For this, it's going to be an oil pan, funnel, and then some rags in case there's going to be spills, and there usually is. We have our ramps, so that way we can get underneath the vehicle and get better access. You can also use a jack, but I find ramps to be a little safer because I don't have to pick up the vehicle and risk it slipping out or collapsing. The ramps are a much more sturdy option. And then some basic other hand tools, a ratchet and socket, which will then take care of our oil plug, a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver just in case there's some panels that need to come off, as well as an oil filter wrench to help remove the wrench. And then again, a light. Sometimes it can be dark underneath the vehicle, and any kind of light source is always helpful. Once the vehicle is up on the ramps, you're going to want to ensure that the parking brake is on and you allow the engine to run for 5 minutes. This will allow the oil to loosen up a little bit and become thinner, and it will ensure that it comes out of the engine and gets the majority of it out, so that way you have a clean oil change. Once the car is on the ramps, you'll want to pop the hood and make sure you identify where to check the oil and also where the oil is going to be inserted. You'll be able to clearly identify where you need to go. This vehicle is even labeled oil filter, and we know we have to remove this panel to gain access. Also, back a little further, we see oil drain. We can simply remove that panel to gain access to the bolts. Now that you have access to the oil filter with the panel removed, you'll be able to change it using the oil filter wrench. We also have removed the panel for the oil drain, and you can have access to remove the bolt. Whenever the oil comes out, it will shoot out, so make sure the oil pan is in place and also a little behind to catch the oil when it comes out. Using a funnel, you'll want to pour in the new oil in the amount that is shown in the owner's manual. You can also use the oil dipstick to check the level to fine-tune it to make sure that it is below the fill line and good to go. Once you have done that, you'll remove the funnel and put the cap back on and allow the vehicle to run for 2 to 3 minutes so the oil can circulate throughout the entire engine. Turn the vehicle back off and allow it to sit for 5 minutes before checking the fluid again. You'll repeat this operation until the oil level is at the right amount. With the oil change complete, you'll remove the vehicle from the ramps and allow it to sit back on a flat, level surface to do one last check for the proper oil level. This is important as this will be the final check before the vehicle is road ready. Using the oil pan spout, you're going to want to pour it into the used container of oil that is now empty. This is important because we need to recycle the oil that we used so that way it does not end up in a landfill. Any local auto parts store that you purchased your oil from will be able to accommodate that if you bring it back into them to dump in their facility.